Contact room is on station.
Hi there fellas, Buddy Spike here. I wanted to introduce this FA-26B cockpit to you guys. When I first entered the cockpit I was overwhelmed by a ton of information that I saw in front of me. So I wanted to give a brief overview of all the buttons and switches and gauges they are so that you will feel more comfortable when you enter the cockpit the first time. So stay tuned. Alright, I'm gonna start from right side of the cockpit and go around the left side. First I want to talk about the comms menu. Over here we can reduce and increase the volume of the incoming voice messages you get from your wingman and ATC, and you can turn on and off the mic so that you can give voice commands to your wingman or to aircraft carrier and stuff. And over here we have wings up and down. You can fold the wings. You can fold the wings when you're at an aircraft carrier to reduce the area of your parking. And then this is brake lock. It's just like handbrake on a normal car. This is the main battery switch. You turn that on to have all the heads-up display and multifunction displays turned on. And then over here we have auxiliary power unit. You turn that on to start engine 1 and 2. After the engines have started up, you turn it off. And then these gauges represent the RPM of engine. They increase and decrease depending on your throttle level. And then in front of us we have two main screens. They're called MFDs, multifunction displays. They're multifunction, so they have a lot of functions, a lot of different functions. First we have home button. It takes you to the home screen. And then we have radar. You can turn on the radar to detect air-to-air targets. You can detect them from quite far away, but having this on makes you vulnerable to long-range missiles because you can be detected yourself. So normally you want to keep it turned off. Over here we have anti-radiation screen. This allows us to lock on to anti-radiation targets like SAM sites and other aircrafts. The anti-radiation targets are visible on this screen as well as on this screen. This is the radar warning receiver when someone is locking on to you or shooting missiles towards you. And then after anti-radiation we have the spectator cams menu. You can have different cameras set. This is how I'm making the video. And on the next we have some game options. You could save the game during flying because sometimes the mission can take you to about 30 minutes. You can center your screen, restart and exit. Over here you have flight log, some flight data, like there must be a black box somewhere. And then over here all your GPS coordinates are saved. You can save GPS coordinates using your navigation screen. I'll show you one right now. Send GPS and you get it over here. You can set waypaths and stuff like that. You have targeting pod. This is very interesting. You turn that on and you can watch ground targets from quite far. As you can see the cursor, it's showing you where the targeting pod is facing. You can zoom in quite further and see your targets a lot closer, and it's a method of locking onto moving targets as well. And you can send GPS coordinates from here as well. Over here we have some random cameras. And then over here you have the objectives during the mission. Very handy thing. When you have objectives you can set waypoint. Over here is the navigation screen. This is the navigation screen right here. And then these are countermeasure systems. It displays your countermeasures. Also your countermeasure indicators over here, your flares and chaff. And then you can set to how you want the countermeasures to be deployed. Over here you got some options to change units. I have my units set to distance to meters, altitude to feet, and speed to kilometers per hour. And You could also change joystick mode. You see now the joystick is in the middle, but I can't adjust it. I like it this way. And then you have fuel indication. Fuel indication is over here as well. We have 0 external fuel and some internal fuel. I think it's enough to land back home. And then these are all your equipment, all the weapons and extra fuel that you have loaded on. And then we're back to home screen. So these two screens I already mentioned. One is fuel, one is radar warning receiver. Over here we have some heads-up display switch, very simple, and this is head-mounted display switch. There's a visor that comes up, and when you have this turned on, I could have some information other than on the heads-up display. It actually helps you to know all the information while you're not even looking at the HUD, and it also helps you lock on to air-to-air targets when you're dogfighting. I'll keep this off for now. And then we have clear waypoint, altitude mode, and master caution. Master caution is for when it keeps you telling it's low altitude, you can just make it shut up from here. And then you have HUD tint. When you're flying towards the sun, this really comes in handy. Very cool feature. And this is the brightness for your HUD. As you can see, it goes up and down. And then this is declutter mode. If you don't want much information on your HUD, you could declutter it. But I like all the information that is on here. And then over here we have some gauges, altitude, speed, and these knobs help me set speed if I have autopilot speed on. Right now I have autopilot set for altitude and heading. I can turn them off and I can turn them back on from here, and if I turn this on, I could set the speed that I desire. This is the speed that I desire. This is the actual speed. This sets the brightness of MFDs. You can see, because at night I don't think you want these things to be bugging your eye, so you can set the brightness for that. The swap buttons swaps the MFDs. And then you have radar, and this is your rate of descent of how fast you're going up or how fast you're going down in meters per second. And this is where I could set the altitude. As you see, I change the altitude and the plane wants to go up and down. This is to set the heading, and this is to turn on and off the radar warning receiver, or you could just mute it, because sometimes if there are radiation emitting from even a friendly base, you would keep getting the beep sound, so you could mute it at that point. And then we have visor for the visor to go up and down, and then we have night vision for night. Everything becomes very clear. We have jettison over here. This is to remove the unwanted equipment that you have. If you go over here, let's say your external fuel is finished, you click on empty and then you jettison. Let me show you dropping down all the equipment using jettison. I'm gonna jettison everything. Boom. That's about millions of dollars just wasted like that. See it up and down just like in your car. And then this is master arm. This is to turn on and off your weapons. As you can see, I turn it on, and then on the top left you can see Vulcan 800. I have weapons that I can shoot. So let's turn that off. And then we have some flight controls over here. Flaps position 1 and 2. 2 for landing, 1 for takeoff. And this is landing gear. You can turn it on off here. This is the launch bar. This will help you catapult when you want to take off from the aircraft carrier. And this is hook. You have to deploy it when you want to land on the aircraft carrier. Very important stuff. And then we have here some flight assists. You can turn off flight assist one by one, or you can have them completely turned off from here. Flight assists help you yaw, roll, and pitch. I always keep them on. It It allows me to fly, otherwise the plane would go crazy. And then this is catapult trim. It allows you to trim while you want to catapult from the aircraft carrier. This is G limiter. G limiter allows you to this way the plane won't go further than a certain G limit. I think right now the G limit is about 9 Gs, which is still a lot for the pilot. So you want to keep it turned on, otherwise you could even break your wings. Fuel port open and close for when you want to air-to-air refill your plane. Yeah, there's air-to-air refueling as well. Over here we have lights, interior and exterior. Interior lights, you can see, where's the light? I think somewhere at the back. And over here we have intensity of the light, and this is instrument light. Over here we have some external lights. You can turn on external lights as well. As you can see at the tip of the wing, you have strobes. And then these are landing lights, and this is for dumping fuel. I don't know why you want to do that, but well, you have the option for that. And this little guy, I like this little guy. It moves when you roll.
Disengaged.
Very nice.
Autopilot disengaged.
So this is a brief introduction of all the buttons and switches here. Oh, I forgot about the canopy. Yes, you can turn on the you can open the canopy, but I don't want to do it right now. And you have a rear view mirror. How cool is that? And yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. So I hope you liked the video, the introduction of this cockpit. That's it for now. If you want to see anything else, do let me know. For now, Buddy Spike out.